do house prices and house payments, housing in general, why does it still feel so unaffordable? You had the house crashers. They've been coming in since 2022 saying housing market's going to crash because people can't afford things. I get it, but it just doesn't mean house prices are going to crash. So let's kind of break down some of the things that we have right through here. I want to show you kind of what's behind the scenes. And do you realize from last year to this year, if you bought a house, it might be a little bit cheaper on your payment? Let's break down the numbers here in a second. So you go down through here, and in June of 2022, if you bought a house, and I use June because right before there, rates were like 2%. We haven't seen those ever in history. We're probably not going to ever see those again. So I want to give you some realistic numbers. So in June of 2022, I'm going to show you where the rates were and everything else and where house prices were. But the average payment, principal, and interest was $2,657. Where it is today, $3,143. So that's a pretty big increase. Is it due to what? Because they kept telling us home prices are going to crash. Well, let's kind of go down through here. Payments improved. Let's go through affordability. June of 2022, the average house was about $400,000. Okay, the rate at that time was about 5.7. Remember, right before this, mortgage rates, let me show you a chart. Here's where mortgage rates were in history. Okay, I was born way back over here in 1965. It doesn't even go back all the way to there. So here's where mortgage rates started. This is where they start really kind of tracking these things. Rates started originally at 7%. Okay, then when I went to grade school and middle school and high school and college, when I was in college in 1980-something, you realize mortgage rates were 18%. 18%. Talk about housing unaffordable. And then from there, it just started going down and down and down. I got in the business right about in this time frame right through here, believe it or not, in 1989. Okay, so let's go down through here. Rates since then just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. Let's go to a 10-year chart. Here's where normal rates were, and this is even low. You got 3% back in 2026. Again, that's low, but they never got this low ever again until when? COVID. So rates stabilized. Normal mortgage rates, 5-6%. Okay, so then what happened during COVID? We had the world shut down. The federal government, the Federal Reserve got involved, and they just bought mortgage bonds. That chart we saw a second ago, they bought those, so the prices just skyrocketed. What do we know when prices skyrocket in the mortgage bond? Yields come down. So mortgage rates went all the way down to what? 2.65. Never in history have they hit there. And that's what everybody's trying to figure out. Okay, well, I can't afford a house now because my payment's too high. Well, that's the lowest rate in history. Okay, so then we had this rates go all the way up here, right through here.